Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Welcome back to a fresh new episode of Knock of the Perch, a Manchester United podcast where we talk everything Manchester United. It's a great day being a Manchester United fan. We recently won the Garnacho Derby. We won the game 2-1. It became a game of red cards, tackles flowing in left and right, a mad first half, a subdued second half, but 3 points is what mattered, and we got the 3 points at the end of it. What did you feel about the
Yeah.
game, Anuj?
It was obviously a game where a lot of emotions were experienced. We started the game well, we got the red card, so there was a lot of that excitement. And I think, although you could say it was 11v10, but I think the performance in that first half till Casemiro's red card was very, very strong. It is not always where we have been able to make the maximum of a player advantage. We were able to do that today. And I'm fairly confident the way the team was playing yesterday, we would have created chances irrespective, even if it was 11v11.
That was going to be
And
my question. That had Palmer stayed, had Estevao stayed, had Sanchez not gone on that tirade, would we
yeah,
have won that game 2-1?
so firstly, I don't know if we would have won that game because if you look at the way Chelsea have been playing, Chelsea play with a lot of possession.
Hmm.
And when it became 10v10, we saw that. And we were okay to give Chelsea that possession, but they were not able to create much out of it. Going by that evidence, I think Chelsea would have kept position, but we would have been stronger on those pressing opportunities, on those second passes, on getting the second balls, etc. And I think we would have created.
Hmm.
Now, where we were able to unleash Bruno in the first half, where we were able to leverage the man advantage in Casemiro's goal as well, that I'm not sure if it would have happened if we would have been able to convert those chances that well. So my we were discussing it during the match. My prediction going into the game was either a draw or a close win. We eventually it was still a close win, but yeah, I think we would have done fairly okay just based on how we started that game.
My prediction, by the way, for the game was a 3-1 win for United. We were
Very
pretty close
optimistic.
to mine as well, but I really thought within this position, they will lose position at certain points of time and we will make them hurt. And the key thing for me in the game yesterday was how we started. Of course,
Yeah,
that made all the difference. We came in flying.
yeah,
Sheshko and Bruno talked about this post-match conference that the idea was everything that goes to Sheshko, uh, other players, the number 10s, have to make a run behind. I think that's
yeah.
what got us the red card from
Penalty.
Sanchez as well. Sheshko
Yeah, yeah.
playing
Sorry, the
that
red
ball,
card. Yeah, yeah,
Bumo getting ahead and getting the better of Sanchez. And of course,
yeah,
after we got that numerical advantage for those 40 minutes, of course, according to me, we should have done much better. 2 goals, of course, you like seeing 2-0, you cannot say we could have done much better, but I really think we could have closed the game in those halves. And I'd
yeah,
also say
yeah,
Casemiro was pretty naive to get the second yellow. This should
yeah,
have been an easy win considering the situation, but
yeah,
Casemiro getting that second yellow, first yellow was very much, again, not in dangerous territory, but he made that foul on
yeah,
Enzo Fernandez. Second foul was pure
yeah,
naivety,
yeah.
because he shouldn't be placing his hands on the player like that when he's on
Correct.
a yellow.
No, so typically I've seen second yellow is not given that easily, but I think if I remember correctly, in one place, Casemiro just avoided making a tackle few minutes before he
Hmm.
still made that tackle when he was on a yellow already. So uh, only thing is we can talk about the refereeing there, but the point is why give referee a chance to
Yep.
even take a decision like that, and that is what, especially from our senior most player, right? He is somebody who has wealth of experience. You expect him to do better. And given the situation where we are in dire needs of wins, you just play it out. I mean, this would have been an opportunity to probably press home the advantage in the second half, go take a 3-0, 4-0 win. But yeah, that's fine. At least we managed to get that win. But when we looked at the starting lineup, what were your initial thoughts? Because it seemed pretty similar to the starting lineup against City. In fact, one of the exclusions of Lenny Euro was a little surprising to me. Maguire in the team, I'm not too bothered about. I think he can do well. He in fact did really well yesterday. But Euro missing out, I was a little surprised. And then the other change was Casemiro for Ugarte, which I think was a fairly decent
Hmm.
move. What did you make of the 11?
Yeah, I mean, I was fairly surprised at Euro being excluded, but that being said, Maguire held his own. He won all the aerial duels. He
Yeah,
was towering the presence, and there was not many times when I thought that Chelsea was getting better off. Even when Joao Pedro was playing up front or when he was playing number 10, I never felt Maguire seemed
yeah,
unsteady or anything. I think it was a towering performance from Maguire, and it needed to be that, right? When you're replacing a player who's been in form like Euro,
yeah,
it needed to be that performance. But I really wanted to see Dillett and Maguire in the same team, and
yeah.
I thought it'll be Euro, Maguire, and Dillett, but Shaw kept his place. Decent,
I think it's again Ruben Amorim's obsession to play a
yeah,
left-footed player at left center back.
yeah,
I don't think it's anything else.
yeah.
And he wants to have that versatility where where a left-footed player is playing that left center back position. So, which is why Shaw kept that. Yeah,
Mazaroy was my very close to my being the man of the match for me yesterday. Mazaroy
yeah,
has made that right wing back position his own. Ahmad has been out of the sorts lately on both
yeah,
the positions. To be very honest, number 10 as well as right wing back. Mazaroy gives something entirely different than what Ahmad does. Ahmad tries to take on the
yeah,
player first time. Mazaroy does one thing which no one in our team is doing, which is crossing the ball. We have
correct.
a player in Sheshko who can take that header. We have player like Maguire and all. When they are in the deep end, they can take that header. We don't have many crossers, and we don't have many accurate crossers. Mazaroy found accurate crosses yesterday, and technically he's a brilliant player. So Mazaroy
Absolutely,
has to be in the
absolutely.
team for me, be it at right centre back or right wing.
Yeah, and I think what decisions Maresca made after the red card also allowed Manchester United to play their natural style. He took off natural wingers
Yeah,
and he got into those that five at the back sort of a uh, uh, situation where Mazarawi and Dorgu had a lot of room to play, and you could see those triangles being formed between Delict, Embuemo, Mazarawi on the right, Shaw, Dorgu, Ahmad on the left. And in fact, this is another thought process that is in my head. I think our build up on the right is much better. I think we have the players that we have on the right, Embuemo, Mazarawi, and
definitely.
yesterday Delict, who was doing fairly well. I was looking at the stats as well. I think Delict had a lot of balls into the box
Mm,
directly as well.
mm,
So they were combining really well. Now the thing is, on the left also we were getting into decent positions,
mm.
but I think Ahmad, Dorgu, and what we saw of Dorgu yesterday was the athleticism,
Yeah,
the ability to get into the right places. A couple of times he did play good crosses as well. But I think some of that decision making it has to improve. And Ahmad also at times either made certain mistakes, slowed down the game. It left a lot to be desired at that point
definitely.
in time,
No,
I'd say.
no. These people, you mentioned it right now. Dogu and Ahmad have to raise their levels because there are players who can take on their positions. We have Cunha waiting in the wing. We have Mount waiting on the wings, and both of them
Yeah,
provide very different things. Cunha is super direct. Mount is a pressing monster. Ahmad
yeah,
the thing which Ahmad has is finishing and having that game intelligence, but isn't showing that enough number of
yeah,
times. So yeah, I'd say try both Cunha and Mount there. Ahmad has to do better for me. Similarly for Dorgu, we're not quite seeing the end product. We thought
yeah.
he was close to a finished article when we were talking about him in the preseason, but again, 5 games in, again leaving a lot to be desired.
Yeah, but I think what makes me excited about the entire proposition is that Amarim's style is to play through the wings, and he's like yesterday. I think he's was the highest XG,
Hmm,
created a couple of decent chances. I think he had three or four key passes.
hmm,
He had four shot creating actions. So I think all that is pretty evident that the system is allowing him to thrive.
hmm,
I think his positioning in the box, his taking on those shots, because in those first 3 or 4 minutes before the red card even happened,
hmm,
Turku had a decent impact on the game already. He had played in a beautiful cross once, which was just shy of Sesko, landed onto Mbemo, and then a ball came in from right, which landed right through Dorgu, but he couldn't take the shot. And I think it was James who was able to made that interception. So I think there are those signs, there are those sparks, but it has to improve for Dorgu
James,
Ahmad
by
both,
the
I
way,
guess.
Reece James was Chelsea's man of the match for me. I mean, played a
Absolutely.
brilliant game. That is what a wing back should look like, behave like, and play like.
Yeah, I think
Brilliant
every
play.
time the ball was going to him in the second half is where the things seemed a little nervy because he was putting it right in the center, and which is where they were able to get that one goal as well. But defensively speaking, largely we were able to navigate the chances really well. I think broadly, if I look at some numbers, we didn't allow them a lot of chances, 0.43 xg. They didn't create a lot of chance, and my one big issue is they had only one shot on target, and we conceded from that shot on target.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
So, although you can't blame Binder much for that chance, but it's just that his presence, it's not feeling very certain. You don't feel a lot of confidence. I think there was only that one corner where he came out, punched the ball, and did okay. But what are you making of this Binder versus Lamens situation?
I mean, yet to be seen. I believe Amorim has a plan for Lamens whenever he eases him in. I'm comfortable with. I'm more than the 0.43 xg of Chelsea. I'm more concerned with United not making a lot of the numerical advantage for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
We should have had more shots. We should have had more goals than we did yesterday. Which is what brings me to question: what about the big picture? Yes, Amorim lives to fight another day, but next two are quite winnable games. Brentford away
absolutely.
and Sunderland home.
Yeah, yeah. I think Brentford haven't been in the greatest of forms. They have lost a few of their attacking players. Mbuemo is with us, Visa is gone. I think there is an opportunity to win that game away. We haven't been winning games away that easily, but I think this is as good as an opportunity will present. We will present itself. We again have a week to prepare for the game to be in the right shape. And I think this is now when the opportunities with other teams playing Euro
Hmm.
and other competitions will start presenting themselves. We will have those legs in the game to try and win those. And I think this is the time when we need to step it up. We have two winnable games, and if we win those games and get into the game against Liverpool on the back of three wins in a row, I think there's a lot of chance that we trouble Liverpool as well. So I think those are winnable games, but our actions in the box, in our own in the opposition box, sorry, will need to improve. I think that is where the most impetus has to be.
Starting the games like we did yesterday is something I'd expect in these two games. Plus,
Yeah,
Sheshko to come in and get a goal. He was unlucky to be chucked after 45 minutes yesterday. Somehow we are not getting a chance to properly judge Sheshko over a period of time. He has had brief starts. I'd say he's been quite unlucky, but I was
yeah,
happy that he was creating goal scoring actions by other players. We're finally seeing the aerial monster that he is. So
yeah,
yes, we'll have to take another game to judge Sheshko. But like I said,
yeah,
start the game strongly like we did against Chelsea, plus have a aerial presence and a clinical presence in the box, and we should
yeah.
be able to get 6 out of 6 points in the next two games.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just one last talking point there. Sheshko, the limited time that we have seen him, it seems his movements, his presence in the air is definitely encouraging, but not enough service has been provided to him. With Mount and Cunha fit again, do you think Sheshko starts the next game? Or do you think we will revert to a Cunha false nine, Mount left 10 sort of a position?
I've seen United play without a actual number nine, and we don't do great without a actual number nine. We tend to not have a good shape. There is ambiguity between attackers on who is going to attack the box, front of the post, end of the post. Plus the aerial ability that Sheshko provides and the running impetus that he has makes me feel that Sheshko should be starting every game. Plus, it'll be good for his confidence if he starts and scores against Brentford, which is a high possibility that happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. And probably I also have a similar feeling. Brentford will finally get to see the front three starting together. So I think Mbeumo, Cunha, Sheshko should start that game together, and we are pretty excited for that. Let's hope they can score many goals there and we make it two wins in a row against Brentford. All right, I think this was a fun one. Thanks. Let us know your thoughts about United's performance in this one. And yeah, as always, this is our perch. Let's knock him off. Until next time, stay united.